All right, back. I was gonna stream a little bit of this earlier in the week, but work and life happened, and then I've been meaning to stream um, the beta test for Outward 2. I kind of dabbled in it late last night just to kind of to see what it's about. But yeah, I might have a separate video on that. But welcome to the stream. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. Let's start again with reading a psalm. So I'm going to read Psalm 5, 11, and 12. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defend them. Let them also love thy name, be joyful in thee. For thou, Lord, wilt bless the righteous. With favor wilt thou compass him, as with a shield. Just a great encouragement. Psalms is full of that. Just encouragement, just that shield we have in the Lord, and that peace and joy that He gives us. So let's do some Enshrouded. So I have been building already. Let's change something over here. I have been doing some stuff just because there's so much to this game, and getting back into it from scratch is taking a lot. So I have created the Sky Island, as you can see here. I set the first little cabin up just to place some of the necessary NPCs for now, as I build out the Skyforge Sky Island, as I'm gonna call it. The Skyforge is basically the city, we're gonna call it, right? The little village I'm gonna create here. So this is gonna be the blacksmith. So I'll move the blacksmith over into here, but we have just the flint rock, and then we've got some shroud wood, a little bit of the slate. I think it's the flint roof, right? Really love the flint roof, but yeah, we got a couple of furnaces here. We got the smelter just built, right? And I'm just gonna start kind of building it out. I love this the decoration workbench. So yeah, just kind of putting it together. Just crafted a whole bunch of clay pots and stuff, and yeah. So that's where I'm out. That's where I'm at the moment of building out the. I figured I should at least get kind of like a start here, and then get back to streaming too. It'll be kind of like that, back on and off, and sometimes it's hard to stream after work during the week, but yeah, and then this over here is going to be the garden section. So I kind of did a couple fields, planted some flax, got some stuff going here. Let's see here. This is not what I wanted. Oh, I didn't set anything for that yet. Anyway, the flax. So yeah, we'll have the farm section over here. I'm going to build. I'm trying to think if I should do the barn over here as well, or just do some type of farmhouse. I'm not sure exactly. I think I'm actually going to do more of a greenhouse over here for the farm, and then on this section over here, and this is kind of be the courtyard, the central courtyard. And hey, fellow man, you got nothing else to do than to watch my stream? That's no problem. And then over here is going to be the probably going to be the barn and such, and then I think out here, this direction is going to be the main keep. So let's see something here. My headset just disconnected. I wonder why. Okay, there it is. Wow, that was weird. But yeah, I'll have the main castle keep, or I'm not sure if I'm gonna go castle or more. Just like a, I'm not sure yet exactly, but the main build will be there, and then I'm gonna go off on these wings of for each little build, and we're gonna kind of go from there and build out the Sky Island. So. Can't wait to also like unlock water and start doing some of that too. Got a lot, but figured stream the process. So slime's here. Both of them. I love the fact that they added the the building blocks from storage now, so you can actually build without having any building blocks in your inventory. So I'm gonna go out here with this a little bit more, just because I'm gonna start the greenhouse. Let's see here. Actually, you know what I might do is go ahead and put down like smooth, maybe fieldstone. Well, I don't have enough fieldstone. Let's do this. So I'm actually deleting it first because it seems to work way better. You know what? I just got an idea. What I think I'm going to do, oops, is I'm going to build kind of 2 greenhouses, I think. Because part of my thing is I love having like a hobbit house incorporated into the farm area, because that feels so right. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's see here. I'm gonna use for now, and I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna use wooden posts for now. Actually, I'm gonna use the brick timber blocks. And let me do this just as a just as like a reference of where I want the center path to go down. And then I'm gonna go I think I'll do two full sections. Just wondering if that's a little too tight, and if I go... Yeah, I think it is. I'm going to go... let's see here. I want to go... I'll go there. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And I need more. Let's see what I got to build these. What do I need? So I need logs and fired brick. I thought I had fired brick, but maybe I don't. Let me see. I'm just kind of upgrading my storage too. I have some clay and wood in my inventory. Let me put away all these clay pots. Yeah, we'll put all the clay pots in here. All right. I need way more wood. Holy cow. All the resin. Yeah, it's like all resin. Just resin. Might as well go until the axe breaks. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Logs. Do you get 18 logs for the little trees as well? Interesting. That's 12. Did not mean to pick up that. 12 still. Takes a lot less wax. Hello, Wolfie. And there it goes. Okay. Let's go put some. One of the, I really like RuneScape Dragon Wilds. And it's one of those games I want to get back into as well. They've really done a lot of updates to that game as well. I tried that early on. I really like that that building system as well, and it's pretty cool. And I love in that game though that you can upgrade your magic to where you can take down trees. The stronger you get, you can just wipe them out. Take down lots of trees at one time, which is just a cool feature. Because I mean, I like when you first start out, you know, you got the axe and you kind of have to just go for it and kind of struggle bust your way through. But I don't know, I do. I do like it. If you get, the stronger you get, just easier, more you can get resources easier and quicker. Oh, fieldstone right here. I'm gonna make some of that because I really wanted to try that out. I think it's gonna make cool garden walls too. And I don't know. Let's see if I can do it this way. Might have to do it this, actually, yeah. With one. Let's see here. Oops, no. Where's my fieldstone? Up at the top. Okay, so if I make this bridge out of fieldstone, yeah, I'm gonna definitely, yeah, just build this little bridge, basically a rock wall across here. Too tall. It is. I don't want it quite that tall. And then, let's see here. I can actually... Let's put a pad out here. Just want some extra foliage and stuff out here. Kind of take that out as I go as well. Oops. And that is the reason I love the voxel system, where you can just add anything, any material, anywhere. You know, that's really cool. Make continue real quick with this, since I'm waiting on my clay bricks. Doesn't need to be perfect. I mean, it's a rock wall, so I kind of want it to look organic. I think I'm going to leave this center without any foliage. Just keep kind of adding this. Hey, Rowan. Rowan, yeah, I definitely can. I probably want to get a little further. But yeah, and I think too, there's a little bit more of that with, I haven't explored that, where you can easy kind of share your world. But yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. Appreciate that. But for sure, because that's one of my things, even just with the build, like stream it kind of for just like um, just to look back on the process, but ultimately, yeah, to share the world so others can explore and everything. And that's the problem with the Sky Island. One wrong step. Yep, don't fall, but it's easy to do. And I want to add some more, maybe like moss or flowers and stuff to that. Kind of as I go, and then maybe do homesteading in real life. Oh yeah, yeah. My family and I, we have 80 acres in the mountains, and we actually live, yeah, completely homestead lifestyle, off grid kind of. We've got 4 milk cows. We got yeah, gardens, greenhouses. Like yeah, total. Yep, we definitely do the homestead lifestyle. So oh really? Yep. No, it's one of those things. It's just um I I love gaming, but the world, it's crazy just how things have gotten, and it's one of those things that just yeah, it's a good life. It's no, I'm actually on the border of Colorado and Wyoming. And so we live in the mountains, and yeah, we get like on average like 200 inches of snowfall a year. This winter was pretty light, um, but yep. Let's see if I can get this to work. Nice. Yes, yes, we are close. Awesome. Yep, the homesteading life. It is. It's actually becoming more popular, which is crazy. We've actually been off grid, homesteading for almost 20 years, and it's pretty awesome. Hey, Jake. I don't think so. We've kind of yeah. I'm not like real familiar with the area, like but really it doesn't even matter like exactly. Um, there are spots that are better. I mean, like for us, I think the biggest issue is really just our growing season. Um, so those are kind of the things we have to deal with a lot. But the biggest thing is whatever you can afford, right? Whatever you can get, and getting that getting a place where you can grow your own food, or have a little garden, or have even some chickens. I mean, stuff like that is really, I'm all for, and it's awesome. Well, that's the crazy thing. Like I said, we've been doing it for over 20 years, and it was actually my dad's. Um, we're gonna, yeah, his. So of course I'm a big believer in the Bible, and just letting the Lord lead you, and he just felt, oh man, it was probably when I was super young. Was he was done with kind of the typical rat race, if you would, the mortgage, the house payments, the in debt. So like when I was super young, he actually kind of sold everything, and we didn't necessarily homestead, but we kind of went on that path of like just debt free. So it kind of started from there. And then from there, we kind of started doing more uh, things on our own land, kind of. But it 20 years ago, I think, is when we actually bought the piece, or actually not really the piece we're on right now. That's been kind of a process, a huge process. But that's really what, to answer that question more, is everything is a process. And it's hard to make a full jump all at once. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so we're on the same page. Nebraska. Oh, awesome. So yeah, and that's the biggest thing for us is just trusting the Lord. Like I totally believe that he provides our daily bread. He and trusting in him, and then everything from that has been, just it's a blessing, and but it's been a process, and that's the biggest thing is just the process takes a long time to fully, because even where we're at, we try to be as self-sufficient as we can. Like even my whole gaming system and everything is on solar, and I have a little micro hydro, but it's taken us a long time. Like my wife and I, we actually we got married in, I think it was 2008, and our first house, it was off grid, but it was a little rough. Like, it was rough. We had it's crazy, but we had just to give you a perspective of the process, right? We had I think it was a rough property. It was like 10,500 feet, right? And we had a small house with a cabin, really, with I had a small like water tank, and we had to haul water, and I think I had two 12-volt car batteries with a small solar system and a small little generator. And I would actually we had an old tube TV, and we had I had an original Xbox. And then at night we would kind of run the generator for an hour or two, and that's when I would play the Xbox. So that's the process, and it's been a long process since then. But so it's crazy to where we're at now, but patience and sometimes it's a sacrifice, especially at the beginning. If you have a goal, sometimes it takes some sacrifice to get to that point where you need to be, or what your goal is. What's that actually? Smooth stone. Oh, I need more dirt. Okay, thank you for bringing that up, because ultimately, to me, that is the first, foremost, single most important thing you need to be looking out for, is water. Like, all of the properties that we've kind of went and we've from our journey, right? We've had several kind of to where we kind of got, and it's not always necessary, right? To have like this. We've had certain ones, like I said, the place my wife and I first had was at 10,500 feet, and we just got to a point where it's like that's a little bit too much snow, too high country. We kind of wanted to come a little bit lower down. We're at more like 8,500 feet right now. But every property we've had, that's the first thing we look for, right? Is water, because that is the most important. And it's awesome. Like right now, our homestead, our 80 acres, we have 2 ponds and a spring that is insane. In fact, my house, not all the time, but most of the time, I guess, can be run off of gravity fed, because the spring is it's quite a ways above my house, and so yeah, and that's why I can also have the micro hydro as well. It actually wasn't. It was actually in Wyoming. So now, yeah, we've moved further south and closer to the border of Colorado. But yep, it was high country, and I loved it. Like summers, falls, like it was absolutely beautiful. And I love the high country, but living there, it's a bit much, and it's really one of my biggest issue was um, because it's so high, the mountains like hold the clouds. Like storms come in and it just stays there for days. uh, yes, Joe Salatan. Yes. Not necessarily like totally. Like I haven't. I think my brother has has followed him more than I have. But yes, very aware. I gotta go get some dirt. Yeah, no, for sure. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool, Jake. Yeah. Okay, I got you. No, absolutely, and yeah, like I said, we've been off grid homesteading for 20 years. We've been kind of on the journey for a lot longer than that, but um, we've been doing it for a long time. So yeah, ask as many questions as you want. And this is the thing too, and it's hard even as long as we've been doing that. It is hard to be 100% self-sufficient, right? Um, and just like everything else, it's a journey, right? The more you do, the better you get, but it is a process. It's funny you say that. Absolutely. So yes, we have. In fact, I was working on one of the beehives today because we're about to do a couple splits. So I was working on a beehive, building one. It's actually a I was rebuilding one, uh, but I built a couple the other day because we're about to do some splits. I think we have. I have to remember because I'm actually getting more into it. It was my brother-in-law's kind of project because we're a big family here. We all homestead on 80 acres. So I actually live. My two brothers have places on our 80 acres, and my dad and mom and dad have a place on our 80 acres. So we all work together, and that is definitely one of the things I'm going to say is it's really hard to do it alone, and having a community is big. Um, but yes, we have bees, and I think we have 8 hives right now. And we get like not necessarily. I can't remember how many gallons we got last year, but the year before we got like 30 gallons of honey. And in fact, on my last stream, I think it was my last stream or 2 streams ago, I actually have a short clip at the beginning of the stream, kind of showing us doing some bees at the beginning. So, but yeah, absolutely, bees. It's one of those things. It's awesome. Bees are just incredible, and the ability to have, yeah, to make mead and kombucha. Yep, I love it. Love this stuff. We do a lot of that, and just that natural sweetener, right? It's definitely one of the process. So yeah, I love it because we have 4 milk cows, like I said, and the bees. So yeah, we're living in the land of milk and honey, right? So it's been a blessing, but a journey. So. 29. Okay. Yeah. No, it's yep. I'm 38. So yeah, we've been doing it for a long time, and yes, it's like I said, it's a blessing, and I can only I give all my credit to God, because we couldn't do what we're doing on our own ability in any way. Um, it's yeah, there's so much that comes from God. Sure. Yeah. Having that kind of that income, because it's one of those things, like I said, we're a big enough family that we have a lot. Everyone kind of has their job, right? Their thing that they're special at, and they kind of work at. And it's like I did milk the cows many years ago. But at the moment, like my daughter, my daughter's 16, and she's doing the milking along with one of her cousins. Whoops, did not mean to do that. I want to do. Oh, yes. I should have, because the name. But yeah, absolutely. Yep. Which I did notice. Didn't they just come out with a patch? Because it seemed like they just came out with a patch, and I added some of that stuff we were talking about. And I was actually thinking about jumping in there here and seeing. So we can probably get on Discord and talk about that at some point here. Okay, I was wondering if it was if it was out or just on the test server. Okay. Okay. I was wondering that because that's what I had heard, is that the next update was the homestead update. So, yeah. And I'm good with that, because that's kind of why I went ahead and started this build in Enshrouded, kind of waiting on doing that. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. That's going to be a bit of time. I'm excited to get back into it though, because oh man, I love the building in PAX Day. But this is really cool, especially with as much as they've added to Enshrouded. Like, it's been a long time since I've been in here, so I'm really curious to see once the water. Oh, did I not do that right? Have I been? Oh wait, have I been using the wrong one? Maybe I have been. I have been. I've been using fieldstone. Not paying attention. I do agree with that. I was actually thinking that just today, because I was like at the beginning of the stream, I got accepted into the the Outward 2 beta playtest, right? And I was gonna stream it, but just this week work got hectic, and I never had a chance to stream it. So late last night, I said, you know what, I'm gonna jump in Outward 2 and just see what it's about. And I was surprised. Like, I know it's a beta, it's just a beta, but not that it's bad, but it's not as good at the point, like some of the fundamentals as I thought it would be. And I totally agree with that with PAX Day. Like, it's for some reason it's always been like weirdly underrated, and like it's one of those games I feel like almost forced dislike, because there's some great fundamental aspects to PAX Day that they have. And I understand, like, I wish they would have added a few things that people really wanted. And that it could be just the issues with being that it's like mounts, right? I feel like if they would have added mounts by now, the player base would be a little healthier. But I guess it's probably a little harder than I think. Go make some more. But just in general, though, with what it is, it does. It should be doing better, because really the game is beautiful. The building system's amazing. The details and the crafting and everything, even though it can be a grind, it's got so much going for it. Yes, exactly. Divine Peace. Yep. And that's exactly kind of been my point this whole time, thinking like I I I know their direction that they've wanted to go with PAX Day uh, is not bad, right? But I don't feel like it works for the gamers nowadays, and that's why it's been crazy with Crimson Desert, and that's why I said it's almost like a solo MMO. And I know that's like not a thing, and there's definitely people that fight against that, even that term, but it's almost like its own new genre of like live service or solo player on MMO, to where it feels the world, because it even started out as an MMO. It almost has that MMO feel, but yet it's a solo game. So it's a single player game. Uh, so the thing with PAX Day is like I understand what they wanted, right? And there's the potential there that, yeah, these communities can make um, amazing content and fill the world. But two things that I see wrong with that is one, um, is the world is too big for that. For the amount of players playing, it's too big. I don't necessarily want them to make it smaller, because then sometimes it is hard to find a nice place to build and whatnot. But it's really big for as amount of players are in it, and I understand they want the players to build the world, right? Um, I don't know. I just don't think there's. I think most gamers, and this is me too. I've had a hard time with having clans and stuff, because I have weird gaming hours, right? So I can't always um, be online with everyone else. So I have between work schedule and homesteading and family and everything. So I have weird schedules, and that's why sometimes my streams are weird. So, but that's exactly it's the downfall of PAX Day is great idea. Just I don't think that necessarily works anymore. That type of game. Yes, Crimson Desert was intended to be an MMO. So again, that's part of that reason of why it feels like a single player MMO. Um, but it just works. And it's crazy. They're almost proving that point with the way they're updating it. The way they're updating it, almost like a live service, MMO type. It's kind of crazy. Yes, yes. I would agree with all of that for sure. Just and I think that should be a lesson to any game developer. Um, is like it's crazy to me how Crimson Desert seems to be paying attention so well to its player base, and just like, hey, this is not necessarily the intent we had to begin with, but this is kind of what players want, so we're going to give it to you. And it's just like, why wouldn't companies want to do that? And I feel like PAX Day, they need to kind of just hear that out and like, okay, if this is kind of what the current players want, then they should be doing that just to keep the player base, regardless of what their original thought was. Because I love, and I've always said this, I love like the foundation of PAX Day and just everything. Like I fell in love with the first time I jumped into the world. But it's not one of those games, besides building, that I can just be in all the time. I got to do some other things. I almost wish that like the world itself had more crazy discoveries that kind of kept you. Yeah, I don't know. It needs a little something. Sometimes I can't even put my finger on what it needs. Yes, and I do, and I think so, especially like with when it came to Xbox, the Game Pass. I think that helped its player base, and I think a huge step in the right direction was the ability to have one plot with grace, so you can buy the game. You can experience even the building with just in-game, and I wanted that from the get-go. Have an in-game currency. If players actively want to build or play the game, that they can get everything they want out of the game with in-game currency. I think that's just a good to have it there. And then you're going to have the players that, when you have that healthy player base that come in, sorry, I lost my train of thought, but with a healthy player base, they can create the revenue from players that want to have more plots or premium subscription. But to have that ability for just players that don't want to have the sub, and they can just in-game currency, it's just going to help the overall player base. And I think that it'll just help everything in the end if you just keep a good player base. But yes, it needs, Steam achievements, something like that. Yes. Yeah, exactly. And this is the thing, and it seems like it happens a lot. Is if they had that, whoops, that's not what I wanted. If they had that and kind of implemented at the beginning, I think it would have helped the player base to begin with. And so now sometimes when you lose a bit of your player base, it's harder to gain those, gain it back. And even though they implemented it and did some great things, it's just one of those things. It's hard. But I think if they just keep working at it, I do think they can get it to a pretty healthy state, and players will return. It's just harder to do, I think. Yep, exactly. A little too late. But yeah, it it's still, though, it's probably, oh man, if not my top game in my Steam library as far as hours, it's pretty darn close. It's crazy how many hours I have in that game. And just in building, like, I've explored a little bit, but it's just crazy how much time I've spent building in the game. Because I love, I love the building in this, like, but it's different experience. Like I love the idea here of, you know, the voxels, and I can pretty much just build whatever I want. But it's a totally different story. Packstay's building system is it's just crazy. Yeah. It's too high. Hopefully the stream's all right. We got some rain today, so a little storm in here. Seems like my internet might be a bit slow. Oh, nice. Awesome. I was just looking at my signal on OBS where and it seemed like it dropped, but it's awesome. Good to know. I think that's it. Seems like a little rough there, but maybe if I take out, let's see, if I take out one layer. Nope, that's not what. Now if I put this in, that's what it needed. More backing. Okay, I think that's done. For now, at least. I want to grab maybe some, wait, yeah, some overgrowth stuff at some point. Moss. Add a little bit more, a few more layers to it, but the overall is good. I'll go check on my brick. Okay, we got some. Forgot exactly what I needed to make these. Oh, okay. So I need to make, interesting. I need to make fire brick first and then logs. Interesting. I did not. Okay. Okay. Oh, interesting. I'm gonna keep it with it because I just made all those. I'm just gonna see how this goes here. I have an idea, but subject to change. That's off. I think I want it that way, and I don't want to overhang those other ends too much. Actually, right where I'm at, I'm kind of on the, I guess it would be more like the northeast side of the mountain. So we actually don't get a ton of wind. And I think we're just like, if you go a little bit further north in Wyoming, just a little bit, it gets super windy. But just because of where we're placed on the mountain, I think it helps as far as the wind. So it's not too bad, really. Yes, I hear ya. I hear ya. I hate the wind. should be using those, really. I guess it doesn't matter. They both look... I mean, the top, you can see that, but that actually seems a little bit chunkier than I want. So yeah, actually, so I have 4 kids. My youngest is 5, and my oldest is I think she's 16 now. So it is one of those things I've always kind of it's a difficult thing to juggle, is how much time for me to spend on gaming. For sure. It's also one of those things where sometimes I don't stream as often as I want, or make mods as much as I want, because that's important to me. So there are a couple things that go into it. One, I'm an artist. Like, I'm gonna be spending my that artistic talent somewhere. Like, I need to be creative in some way, in some aspect. So I used to sculpt and draw a lot, but now I've kind of switched more to this digital side, where, in gaming I can use my creativity, and in modding I can, with making models or making a mod for a game, I can also use my creativity. So that kind of helps. So I would be doing, this in another art medium somehow, right? But it is still, no matter what I'm doing and spending the time on, it's always that's huge. One of the things I do say is, because of this journey that it's taken us, like I said, 20 years to do, of being off grid, having this homestead, I actually don't need to necessarily work like most people, right? Like if you got, it's you got the mortgage and everything, it gets tough, right? Where I've gotten myself into a position, or we have, with the help with the Lord, and to where I can actually take more time. So I'm not necessarily working as hard as I used to, as far as just the normal job, right? So I'm a carpenter by trade, and I can kind of not spend as many hours at work, where I can spend more time with my family, and then also, with gaming and using that creativity. Is just one of those things that I love doing, and I need to do. helps my brain. Yes, and it's always a balance, and with everything it's a balance. And then I would say too, like, just I've always felt like, for me personally, because of, let's say, I've always said, like, my talent is a God-given talent, right? Whether I was, back in the day, I just was drawing and sculpting. I would make my own casted, like, bronze type castings for my sculptures and stuff. And then I kind of moved into the digital and started with Farming Simulator and modding, and it's drawn a good crowd. So ultimately, I always feel like, okay, that's actually my calling. God gave me this talent to, maybe draw an audience, draw a crowd, like, it doesn't have to be many, but then ultimately show them the gospel. That's always been my goal, and why I like to start the streams with a Bible verse, or have videos. I'm gonna probably start posting. I've already got one ready to post, just more like biblical videos, just because I feel like that's what God's called me to do. Is, hey, He's given me this a talent, artistic talent, let's say, but it's for a reason. It's hey, you can draw in an audience, but it's to give Him the glory, and that's what I want to do in everything that I do. So, for sure. Okay, I need a bunch of logs. Bunch more logs. Put some of these things away. Oh, what am I doing? Like I said, technically, we're probably, well, we're so much like, seriously, I'm on the border. Oh shoot, that's not one. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's see here. So Really, it's crazy because we've been on a journey, right? So, originally my parents were actually from Wisconsin, and my dad felt called to move to Colorado like the year before I was born. So, in '87, I think is when he actually it was. Yeah, I think it was the year before. Anyway, so they moved to Colorado, and we lived in Colorado for quite a few years, and then we kind of went on a when I was probably like 10, we went on kind of like a journey back to Wisconsin, and we stopped in Missouri, and we were in Missouri for a while, and it was probably about a year, 2 years or something like that, and we just missed the mountains too much, so we just came back to Colorado, but it was more central southern, so we were in Woodland Park, Colorado Springs area for a long time. That's in fact where I was born, was Colorado Springs, and we lived in the south, mid central. We lived in Canyon City for a while, and that's actually our first off-grid property was in Canyon City. But it's kind of really dry down there, and in fact, we did have a forest fire come pretty close, but it's one of those things, like, I really believe God has his hand on us, always, right? And not that things won't happen necessarily, or you can't, right? But we put our trust in him, and he's been faithful. So it was just kind of just the Lord leading. It really wasn't necessarily political, even though I do find Colorado to be, oh man, I don't even know how to word it really. Just yeah, I guess I would say liberal, but it's even because I'm one of those, like, I am not political, right? Because ultimately for me it's about the kingdom of God, right? And where it doesn't matter, it's we've separated ourselves enough from this world, right? And I'm just not into politics. I am, and it's not really politically, right? So we were just led to the northern part of Colorado, and it happened to be, just we're right on the border, and that's just where God led us, and he opened the doors here, and it's just been something. It's been one thing after the next of just like open the doors here and kind of led us here in different directions. Like I said, we kind of had that property northern, even more north in Wyoming, and then settled back here on the border, just because that's how things kind of fell and was opened up to us. But it really doesn't have to do with anything political, but maybe the Lord led us here for that reason too, because I do feel like, I don't know, I feel like Wyoming's, the people and everything, the community is just way more down to earth, and simple, like, they just have a simpler way of living. I mean, I do think certain counties and stuff in Colorado might it might be a little tougher to do certain things as far as homesteading, so that kind of gets into it. But I'm going to be honest with you, in everything that we've done, we put God first and then everything, right? And there's definitely been some times where, let's say, the well, how would I put this? Wouldn't necessarily be approved by some, I guess. But it's really we've put God first to where we had an answer. It's like, you know, it's not that I have a lot of respect for, let's say, the position of authority, right? For what they have to deal with. Okay? I'm just saying, and this is what we, is my kingdom is the kingdom of God, and I ask His permission, right? If I've been called to build a house for my family, or if I've been called to provide for my family, I don't need to necessarily ask anyone else, because it's been God that has called me to do so, to provide for my family, so hopefully that someone answers your question, maybe in a roundabout way. Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like that's in a lot of places, but it comes down to as well, like, no one at this point can really deny um, the weather manipulation, right? Because even like us in here this winter, like, we did not get we got a lot of moisture, and we had some good snowfalls, but the temperatures were crazy, so we never had the snowpack that we typically have. And the crazy thing about snowpack is that's what provides like the water for all the irrigating, right? So all the ranches and the hay fields, all the hay crop, in my area, rely on the snowpack. And it's just crazy with the winter we had, it being so warm. We just couldn't. We didn't have the snowpack we normally would. Yeah. No, 100%. And I understand, like wind. The crazy thing, and I've always said this is like even with my farming simulator maps, right? Just having this diverse landscape. It's crazy to me how diverse Wyoming is. Like, um, like where our cabin was, 10-5, super heavily treed, like really, really awesome high country, right? And then where we are now is a little lower, but we're still really, where we are at, it's really green. It's mountainous. We got aspens, and it's really lush, right? But if you just go a few miles west of here, all of a sudden you're like in desert. So it's crazy, the biome diversity, I guess you would say, of Wyoming. Yep, yeah, exactly. Oops, did not mean it. It's one of those things I love, but I'm not used to this fine rotation after all these updates. It's awesome because then it opens up a whole new avenue of creativity. Okay, that's, whoops, not quite what I meant to do. Maybe I'll just put that back there. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I do want to see now with the, let's see here, right trigger, and then, so here, what should I do that? Maybe I should just start here. Something like that, I think is just what I'm going to do. Oops, I'm out. So we need to make some doors. Meant to make some windows. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Can I make more nails? Skyforge. Also need to move the blacksmith over here. I guess I don't have any more recipes other than the sheets. Probably should put some copper in there. Holy cow, that's too big. Okay. I'll save that for the big house. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I was trying to take off the fine placement, and I did that wrong. Let's see here. I'm going to grab a single door. Nails. Oh wait, I think that's what it is. Because if I can, can I manually craft nails? Oh, I can't. I thought there was an efficient way of crafting nails. Can't remember. It's been so long. So what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to trim it with this. Should I go up like that? Let's see how this looks. Love that they had this first person camera mode. Okay, so there is my greenhouse, and I can put these all along inside. I may change the floor in here. I don't like how it goes down on the ends, but we're going to see how that goes for now. Put that there, do another one, then I might do a bench of some sort. And then I'll copy this over here. I also want to experiment with some type of arch. just don't know if I want to do it with that. Oh, let's see here. I'm going to do some type of arch there, but I'm not sure yet. Exactly what material, because I might just do like stick some I don't like that they like alternate, so then it makes it seem like it's not the same. I could do it like that, and then I could actually maybe add a different stone under here. Or maybe I'll just add like vines and moss to that. Maybe do all of that with a different stone. Let's just try the city block. Need to go looking for some more building blocks. No, that's too clean for this. You know what though? If I did the field stone. Ah. I actually wonder if I did it all out of field stone. Let me try that. Yeah. So like yeah, in the natural, like just things you can do is it's always like land clearing. I know like around here, a lot of our neighbors I mean they'll grab mulchers and and just putting just getting dead trees away from your house and just clearing your land, especially around your house, from dead trees, branches. Just keep the land around your house clear. and then that kind of goes back to the water thing though too. Like just having the ability to have water is a big thing too. Um, and it's just it's an important thing. It's having that water, um, to wet everything down if you needed to. But like I said, the ultimate thing for me is actually, oh, that's interesting. Whoops. I am stuck. Is that's why I say like we couldn't do what we're doing without God. And that is one thing that I truly, truly believe is if your faith is in God, 100%, I have full faith that he can stop wildfires, right? And I've seen it on a couple occasions. We've had, like I said, when we were in Canyon, we had a wildfire right at our back door. Like from the back side of our property, we could see the flames, and that went around us. And then we had one here, started by lightning, several miles south, but like the wind was just gusting in the other direction. And I think it's one of those things, as Christians, we can't limit what God can do. And I feel like that was one of the things that God was trying to show the Israelites when he was bringing them out of Egypt through the wilderness, is he was their all in all. He could protect them, guide them, feed them, everything that they needed. And I really believe that, and I believe he can do that. And I think it's wise to take precautions, like I said, clear the land, kind of around your house, so that it's not like you're right next to your house is tinderbox, because then I think that's just foolishness, and it's testing God, I guess. But ultimately, I really do. I believe in the power of God in everything, and that comes with a lot of trial and error too, because like all 4 of my kids have been born at home. We've had home births for all of our kids, and that's a test. And I have personally seen God's hand miraculously in my life several times, where I just don't doubt him. It's it's an amazing thing when you can it's just seeing the hand of God work. Yeah, and like I said, it's all to the glory of God. Like he is, I really do mean it. Like he's my all in all. He has been so faithful, and I mean, but there's a test in everything. Like it's not easy. It's there's that time of just fear and doubt, right? Sometimes, like but but he's always been there. So. And I hear that because I there's plenty of people that I know that are the same way, and it is a hard thing when you're analytical and logical, and it's a hard thing to think outside of that box for sure. Um, but that, like I said, I love the story and the testimony of God bringing the Israelites out of Egypt because of that. Because it was to the point of like, hey, I'm everything you need, right? He was guiding them by day and night by pillars of fire and smoke. He was giving them their daily bread, whether it was quail, manna, right? It was um, uh, taking and water from a rock, and it is like the trust. And but it's just amazing because he was just showing like, hey, I'm all you need. I'm all you need. And it is a hard thing, and that's again, I think the for me, it's gone with the process of the off-grid homesteading is that truly coming to trust God fully, trust and fear Him, right? For this is the whole duty of man, and that's where I think like real peace comes from. You're um, is just is that complete trust in Him. I've went way too high with that. It's a process. It's a process. Even with that, is learning to completely trust God. Because I am so serious when I say this. We could not do what we are doing without God. We just couldn't. I'm still too high. What am I doing? What I'm going to do so that I know. So I'm going to take this and come over here. And that is where I need to be. Whoops. Yeah, something like that. And I may put some more in there, but I'm going to do some more like vines, I think, and stuff in there too. Let's see here. Okay, I did. Actually, before I do that, I did. The shroud wood. I think I only did it one high. Appreciate it. It's coming together. Oh, my backpack's full. That's why it keeps not letting me do the undo. I don't know why it's not letting me undo, which I love the undo function. Let's see here. And I love that they added the building from storage. My storage isn't as organized as I want it, but I don't know if, because down here will be like a main storage room, and I'll have these stacked, but I don't know how crazy I want to go until I think I want to get the next size up, but I may do it with these as well. Summit to put those logs in there too. Yeah. I'm just going to put some of this stuff in there, and then when I go out adventuring, I will just grab everything. I should probably have like a dump chest for my main adventuring stuff compared to okay, because what I'm gonna do is jumpy. I think that's what I did. Then I had these pillars here. I believe. Let me do this too real quick. Just to kind of see where that goes. Then I do believe did all these. I had the corners. Did I have the corners go all the way down? I did. I did. It's because I don't really care for these the way these corners are, especially the shroudwood corners. Whoops. Oh, that's too high. That's still too high. It's the same height. One out. Is that what I did? No, I actually... Yeah, I didn't come past on this side. The undo button is awesome. If I haven't already said that. Okay, let's see here. Excuse me. The thing is, sometimes it's hard to get center because of the voxel. Find. And I could take one layer off the back. I'm just going to keep it like that for now, though. Okay, whoops. Actually, you know what? Let me finish these corners. Or I guess just that corner. Oh, I'm going to need more of those. Oh, how'd that happen? This one right in the center. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to stop the stream here in a minute. Nails. Always need nails. I think I just need 6 for now. I need a lot more just because... Or at least the big ones for up top. Because I'll fill in the tops, the roof, with those. I don't know if I'll be able to tomorrow because I've got somewhere I'm going tomorrow evening, tomorrow afternoon, and then but I think my goal is to basically, even during the week, stream in the evenings. But if nothing else, like especially like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings is kind of what I'm going to shoot for. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, is going to be the hardest thing to decide if I do or not. It just that kind of depends on work. Um, but yeah, my main goal is besides tomorrow night is to mostly be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings. And for me, it's like between 5 and 6 is kind of when I want to stream. Sometimes, like even this evening, I didn't quite start when I wanted to. Just kind of getting the stream started and working on. I'm trying to get my thumbnail pictures kind of figured out a little bit. Hey, absolutely, and I appreciate it. It's always nice to have someone to talk to and stream while I'm building instead of myself. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you chatting for sure. Because I gotta put a door in there and then do the roof on this, and then I'll have plenty of space for all the garden beds or the seed beds. And then out here, my plan is, let me see here, is to basically create a hill. And oops, that's not, maybe it is what I wanted, but not what I wanted. Create a hill back here. That will be a hobbit hole. That will be the farmer's home. So we'll have the greenhouse. And then we'll go right into the hobbit hole, which I love the fact that they had the round doors and all that, and the ability to build that in this game. So that's the plan. Right? This whole thing, this whole build is it's crazy. But yeah. It'll be there, and then out here you'll have the fields. I'll do some paths. I might change them a little bit and then do some fencing out here. So this will be the whole farm section where the farmer's at. Got a lot of growth. Got to add some trees and all the things. So vines, love it, and especially since all the stuff they've added since the last time I built. It's awesome. So that's the plan, and we'll just keep building each section out. I'll get to like more of the landscaping even around the blacksmith. Got a little bit more interior decorating, I guess, for the inside of the blacksmith. And then over here in this direction somewhere will be the island for the barn and all the farm animals, which is an awesome thing as well. And then, of course, like I said, the final part here will be the big, the main build. But I kind of want to get a few more different building blocks for that. So, but yeah, that is the plan and the idea. I think so. I think it's a bit much to chew on, I guess. But I think it's gonna be sweet. And the thing I love about building in the sky, and because you can do all this, is what makes it possible. Is I don't have to look for a spot to build. Oh, I'm gonna have to upgrade my altar here. Is I don't have to look for a special place to kind of fit what I'm working on. I just sculpt as I go. It's pretty cool. big it is, so I'm gonna have to wait on that. But yeah, also probably move it over just a wee bit. I want it to be perfectly centered basically between these arches as you walk through here, and that's why I might change the way the garden is. I might come out with the path here, or no, I don't know. I don't want it to look too much in a line, but I might move this plot, the garden plot more this way, and then have a little bit more grass out in front of it with a pathway and some fences and stuff. But yeah, that's it. So I appreciate it. Appreciate Rowan for being in chat and for the chat for sure. So I'm going to see y'all next time. Have a good evening, and hope your weekend is going well. I appreciate that. You as well, brother, for sure. So good evening. Take care, and I'll see you next time.